sometimes I wake up and I think about things that have happened to me in the past, and it bothers me to think about those things. And then that's when I wonder, I thought I had moved on from those things because I don't think about them a lot, but I still do, and I still think about them on occasion. And it made me kind of question myself just a little bit ago. And I asked the question, is there really such a thing as moving on? And if there is, what is moving on? When you think of moving on, I feel like most people think of leaving something in the past and going forward with your life. But I feel like there are some things that happen to you, whether they be small or big, where you can't exactly leave them in the past, and you carry it with you for the rest of your life. And I always wondered, does that mean you haven't moved on? Or does that mean you have moved on, but you still carry it with you? And if you still carry it with you, have you really moved on? And I feel like moving on is such an interesting topic because I feel like it changes depending on who you ask. What do you think moving on is? Please tell me. Because I feel like for me, moving on means, it doesn't necessarily mean moving away. You get it? Moving on is not being able to be held back by what has happened to you. It doesn't mean letting go of it. Sometimes it can mean letting go of it and starting anew, but other times I feel as if letting go sort of just means that you just keep going despite what's happened to you. It just, and sometimes I feel like people feel stressed when they aren't able to move on with their lives because they think that because they're still thinking about it and that they're remembering it, that they haven't moved on. But I feel like until you let whatever happened actually stop you from living life, that's when you haven't moved on. Because to me, moving on is not giving up and trying your best even though that situation happened. There was a situation a long time ago that it hurt me mentally, and it still does to this day, but not to the same degree, because obviously it's been some time. It's been probably 4 years. I like to estimate. Probably, yeah, sounds about right. But I don't know. I don't think we'll ever know for certain things what moving on means because, again, it can just mean so many things depending on who you ask. So, with this, one more time, I want to ask you, what does it really mean to move on, and is there such a thing as moving on?